Hello, this is Scott Lane with People Powered Press and also one of the administrators for the We Will Not Support Hillary Clinton Facebook group. Please do try to see what we can do to educate the rest of our folks, but we as admins are thinking of this in one specific way. How do we help Bernie the most, and how do we help Bernie help us the most? Two thoughts come to mind. Number one, stay the course. Bernie has mentioned the fact that, and others have said it off the record, that Bernie was forced into this faux admission, this faux endorsement. So let's take him at his word. A lot are saying, well, we need to jump ship to, from Bernie to Jill. And let's hold off on that if we can for now, but please do that as a plan B or work at it in the background. Anything that we can do to help keep the momentum up is good. If any of your group postings get deleted, it's because you're really not operating in these protocols here that we're trying to set forth. And that is because we're trying to keep it focused. Bill and Hillary are always about divide and conquer, and that's what they're doing. Now, how can we help Bernie help us? This is where it comes in. If we can keep up with the plan A of Bernie all the way through to November in the Democratic Party, or plan B, Bernie all the way through November, but with the Green Party, for example, as our plan B, we can strengthen his hand. The third thing we can do is we really need to convince Bernie that we are Bernie all the way, and we are Bernie or bust. Let him be the good cop, we can be the bad cop. And we need to actually help with some of the language and see if he can start adopting some of this. For example, he talks about 13 million people. We need to start putting much more into the public eye the fact that 3 to 5 million, if not 8 million votes were stolen in a strip and flip. Now these are not the votes that we're talking about that were disenfranchised voters in states from Arizona to New York and 20 or 30 other states as well. These are talking about people that actually were registered to vote and were not able to vote or had their vote switched via optical scanners, etc. This has been documented. Look at the exit polls, there's lots of clear delineation. Bernie is in a difficult situation because as an independent caucusing with the Democrats, the Democratic leadership keeps saying, well, you're not a Democrat, Bernie. So Bernie is in this awkward situation where he can't really criticize the Democratic Party. That's where Jill Stein has an advantage. She's outside of a counter-revolutionary party, so she can be and act as the revolutionary. Now that's a lot easier for her, and that's great, and I'm extremely happy that she's doing it. But we need to work on the language that Jill is using and get that into the lexicon, into the Democratic convention, to get our people buzzing about how this is the most massive election fraud in US, if not world history. The fact that everything was rigged, and obviously Bernie doesn't want it to sound like sour grapes, but these are the realities of the situation. So what we really want to do is find out how we can A, stick with plan A, B, create a plan B on the backside with Jill, and also whether it's plan A or B, we need to make sure that Bernie's delegates get to the convention. So keep donating to Bernie's campaign. If you can donate to Jill's as well, $27 each, that's great. If you can also donate to the pledged delegates and their fundraising efforts, that's great. Do realize that Bernie's reaching out to them, but whether or not there's enough money to go around, I'm not sure. So do what you can, whether it's money, time, but let's please try to keep the focus on what we can do with what Bernie is doing. And please understand that according to our sources, Bernie had no choice whatsoever. So any trash talk that we're having toward Bernie is exactly what Bill and Hillary wanted. Remember that everything that Bill and Hillary accuse others doing, such as smears, are things that they do. So you have to realize, once again, that these are masterful politicians. These are folks that will do anything, say anything, and understand how both public relations and sociology work, and they will use it to their advantage against others. They're not professional and looking for a win-win like Bernie. They're only looking for themselves. So please do stay the course. Plan A, plan B in the background, and let's focus, let's have some fun, and let's get back into this and have a great time. And we will strengthen our hand, and we need to strengthen Bernie's hand. But to get back to how we can help ourselves and help Bernie, if Bernie can say, well, it's not up to me, it's up to the 18 to 20 million people that voted for me, even though it's only 13 million officially, these are the people we need to answer to, not me. So once again, let's play on some of the things that he said, not me, it's us. So we are the us, we are the grassroots political revolution. We are not looking for a moral win here and think about 2018. We are primarily focused only on 2016, whether it's at the federal, state, regional level, but we need to make sure our language is important. Bill and Hillary always make sure their language is enough to get out of being convicted. We want to make sure that our language is just right enough to make sure that we convince the pledged delegates and the superdelegates that we are the safe choice, that we are the right choice. Thank you.